Oh my god, this is so messy around here. I had to make another video because I just realized when I was making my first, well, more like my second red guy, that, he wound up looking kind of wonky, so I wanted to redo this video again. And, I kind of want to give you, like, the best of the best kind of thing. But since I'm not sure if I have enough red neon bands at the moment, like I did with this red guy, I'm actually gonna make a blue guy, and it's technically canon since in the series finale, I guess, for like the original series, he was blue. So kind of spoiler alert, sorry about that, but I would assume if you clicked on this video you kind of already know what Don't Hug Me I'm Scared is, so yeah, it's alright. So anyways, now that I kind of have a refresher on what I need to do with this, let's begin. So first we're going to take 2 double bands going down on your loom like this. Then we're going to take 2 double bands and go across from the middle peg to the left side peg. Then get 2 double bands again and go from the middle peg to the right side peg. And then we have to make rows going down, I think like 3 times with double bands. So this is 1 row. Then we're gonna have the second row. Oh, except I had a 3rd band there. And another thing I do want to add, since this is where I actually messed up in my original, what was going to be my original video for this, there actually is going to be no neck for this red guy charm, because it just makes his head look weird when he has like a smaller neck. He kind of does have a neck, but it's just very like thick, so yeah. He doesn't really have any shoulders now that I think about it. I don't think I ever added any shoulders to him. But, it's okay. It should still work out fine. So we're going to add a 4th row here of these double bands. They don't have to be blue. They can be red, like red guy should be. Could even be yellow or green, the apparently not creative color. So now, instead of doing the neck, we're obviously past that point, we are going to go down at least, I think, let's do 5. 5 times. Or was it 6? 5 times should be good if the legs aren't too long, so we'll do 5 rows of this. So yeah, you kind of continue down. It's kind of almost like if you ever watched not Tutorials by Day, that's her old name, the Amberlynn videos with her making a jellyfish. It's kind of like that, but instead of having it all loose, it's going to be triangled at some point. So yeah. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 2 more rows. So this is 1 row right here, and then 2. So at this point, we've got to start making the legs. These bands don't like come across so easily. Yeah. So here is when we get the legs on these side pegs. Not in the middle here, because we have to make the legs. Sure, he might not have a neck or shoulders, but he definitely has legs. So we gotta put 2 double bands twice down here, because then on our hook, we're gonna make the extra length. And we're only going to do it like 4 times, because I found out that making 8 or 9 bands for legs is way too long. So I'm only going to do about 4. So I'm going to show you how to make the legs. So you wrap your band around your hook 1, 2, 3 times. Then you grab 2 bands and put the wrapped around band onto the band that's on the hook, you fold it over like this. Then you grab 2 more bands, get it on the end of the hook, fold these 2 over, and then you get them wrapped around again. And then you're going to do this for 2 more times. That's 1. And then that's going to be 2. Alright, so you got 4. So you put that on the end, the bottom end here. Is that coming on the camera? Yes, it is. Good. Alright, and then we're going to do the right leg or left leg, whatever leg that's left to do for you. 1, 2, 3. So, yeah. Oh, and if you hear any background noises or my bird, sorry about that, but I don't really have much control over it. I especially don't want to show up my cute little bird because she's adorable and I can't do that to her. She's just too cute. Anyway, so yeah, so we're just going to be doing this leg, and then once we are done with the legs, we're going to move on to the arms. And the arms, I think, are only going to be 5 bands long, since these were like 6. Yeah, because my rule of thumb is you always make the arms 1 band less lengthy than the legs. That way they're kind of like, they're not even a number, but they're like even in like length. It's not like too long or too short. Alright, so now that we're done with that, you kind of have to find an area where we're going to put the arms. So usually I count 1, 2, 3, 4. We put it right here. So I'm just going to place this red band here just so I know where we're going to put it. We could take that off later. If you want to do that too, that's great. So to make the arms, it's the same as making the legs. Instead of us making 5, or instead of us making 4 bands, we're going to do 5 bands. So 1, 2, 3, wrap that around your hook. Then we're going to grab 2 double bands of any color of your choosing, probably red, and you put that over there, and you slide that end onto your hook. Then you get another 2 blue bands, and you pull that over, and yeah, then you just put 2 more bands after. Well, actually, it's not 2 more bands. It's actually 3 more, because remember, I have to remind myself of this too. We're actually doing 5 bands instead of 4, because we don't really have any extensions. So, and plus, we don't want them to be too long. So then you'd have to put your last 2 double bands onto here. You flip them on. You loop that over. And then you place that here. So now we gotta make the arm again. I'll probably fast forward this part because I've already showed you how to make the arm. So I'm definitely going to edit this in post. You'll probably still hear me talking through the fast forwarding because I like to talk to myself. That's how I cope with the world. So there we get 2. That's the second one. Then we gotta get the third one. Okay, then the 4th one. Then we need to do the last one, which is the 5th one. Then once you're done with that arm, we're going to put it right onto here. Yeah, make sure that it slides on just like that. And I usually tug it just to make sure all the bands are on the peg. I'm just gonna quickly push these bands down because they're kind of sticking up a bit, and we don't want them sticking up when we're putting on the triangle bands. So yeah, okay. So now we have to make the yarn pieces. And for that, we're gonna need, let me just reference my red guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're probably gonna be good with just 5 of those double bands, because 7 seems to be too long for him, so we're only gonna do 5. So we're gonna do 1, go and cross down this peg, 2. Oh, and if you have an extra loom, it'd be great if you did that. If not, I'm not really sure what else you would be able to use. I'm not really an expert on this. I've actually just started this hobby a few months ago again, so there's some things I probably need to be reminded of. So we're gonna wrap this counting band around 1, 2, 3 times. Make sure when you're putting these down, did I forget to say this? This has to be in the standard configuration. You could probably still do this even if this was in a rectangular way. And the arrows have to be pointing down so you can loom it better. With this one, you don't have to worry about that. I was just looking at it and I just thought, oh my god, I forgot to say it. So, I might put like a thing, like a little text while I'm, like at the beginning of this video, so that way you know that. Other than that, I think that's the only thing I forgot to mention. And thankfully, I think this will have to be the last rendition. So I also forgot to say you're going to need to make at least 5 of these. So you can always just, when you have this loomed, you can do the next one on here. That way, you can get them all done at once. And then you're not really wasting your time with anything else. I'm gonna get this one. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Then we can loop these all up. I'm just gonna press them down a little bit, so yeah. So I'm gonna loop these guys up like that. There we go. Alright, now we just need 3 more of these. Yeah, so 1. And make sure you use double bands. I tried actually using, like, here, I'll just show you really quick. I tried using bands that were like this, and then you flip them, but it didn't work out so well, and the hair didn't really look like hair, so I kind of just scratched that idea. I'm just going back to how I did it with my original red guy, so it just makes sense. Alright, now we gotta get a band, wrap it around on the bottom, middle peg 1, 2, 3 times, there we go. Then we gotta hook this thing up. Yeah, so it's kind of good that this worked out the way it did, because if it was gonna be the band slipped onto itself, it would have been a lot harder to loom for people that have a hard time looming things than when it has more of a I guess more of like a grip on your hook, like it's not a lot tighter. So if you're doing it this way, then it's not nearly as rough. So that's good. So 3, 4, then 5. I'm gonna have to get more bands soon. Then we gotta get this band here, wrap it around 1, 2, 3. Grab our hook and we get it on 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Now I only need to make one more. But I needed to put more blue bands on the table, so I'm gonna have to get more of those. Not too much more though. Although I just grabbed a big chunk right now. Don't mind me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Then we wrap this around. Oop. 1, 2, 3 times. Then we have to hook that up. I'm going to use this one because it's just the easiest to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Now that we have all of these done, I'm going to set that aside for now, actually. And we're going to do the eyes before I forget to show this. So, I'm going to zoom in a bit. So that way you can see. I'm going to move my camera a bit so it's more in the middle. Okay. So, to make the eyes, we're going to need to get one white band, wrap it around your hook 1, 2, 3 times, keep it right there, grab a black band, wrap around your hook 3 times, 1, 2, 3, keep that on there in the same order, and then get a white band wrapped around 1, 2, 3 times. I'm going to get another hook because we're going to do that again, and the reason for that I will show you in a bit. Because I realized while I was making my first red guy, or second rather, to practice for a video, I messed up and I realized I actually only had to use one single band to put both of the eyes. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take one single band. I'm going to try to get a good one that's strong. One single band, and we got to put all these onto there, onto that one band. And sorry for the background noises. My brother and mom are very loud. Alright, so good. Then we take that off. We put that end back on this hook. And we really stretch it out. Not too much though. You don't want to break it. And then we put these bands here. And we don't have to worry about them colliding together. I don't think. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to put them right here on the top. And you might think that's going to be a bit strange. But it's not. Because red guy's eyes are... let me zoom out. Sorry about that. My finger got in the way. He kind of looks like Cookie Monster right now, but oh my god. The way we're going to fix this is we're going to go in the middle. It's going to be kind of hard. Just the eyes. Hold on. Give me a minute. This part's kind of tricky. So you gotta go in the middle, you gotta get the middle eye thing right here, and then you put it in like that. So that way the eyes are separated. Now it looks more like red guy, or in my case, blue guy. So now we're gonna go back to the yarn pieces, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna keep one of them to put in the center of his face, and it's not going to go on its own band. But for the other two, they're going to go on 2 single bands. So I'm going to show you how it's done. So we're going to take 2 of these off, 1 and 2. Sorry for the background noise. They're very loud. We're going to put these bands on over here. Yeah, both of these on this single band, right? So now we fold over like that, and if you want to, also, if you did want to put more bands on this, you could probably put like 7, although 7 kind of gets you this length, 7 or 8 gets you like this length. It's a bit longer, but I think this should be fine. I'm not super sure, but we'll see. So I'm hoping this time, at least this red guy's gonna look close to the original that I made. Alright, so there's the 2 for that. Then, actually, I'm gonna try something. Instead of doing this, we are going to scratch the whole idea of putting it on one band. We're going to do this. I just had a very good idea, and that might be what I want to do originally. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one of these right here. Make sure all the bands are looped around the peg. It's going to be on the peg, on the 3rd peg here. Then we're going to take another one of these, loop that on, and we're going to put it on the peg below that. That way we're kind of going to get like a layered effect, like this. And this should probably have it more spread out, and it's not going to look so weird. So now we need to get our other 2, but I'm actually just going to do this all separately because, you know, they're not going to go on one band like I initially was going to do. So this is actually just a better method of doing it, so that way they don't overlap each other, and they still look like the yarn pieces. So then you put that one underneath that band, just like these row of bands or whatever, just like you do with this side. So now for the middle, we're going to put it right here. So we're going to take this one, get it off of our second loom, and we're going to put it right here on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th peg in the middle. So put it right, wait, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's right here. Let me make sure I don't mess this up. There. So right, I just messed it up. Scratch that. Scratch that. That was the wrong placement. It's actually this peg we want to go for. Not the one at the arms. I got confused because they look very similar. They're the similar length, so that's why. Sorry about that. Okay, this is kind of hard to go through. Alright, so we have to put it above the arms and below the other arm pieces, but right in the middle, right here on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 peg. Actually, it's not the 7th, it's the 6th. The 6th. Alright, so now we just have to place the triangular bands, and then we can start looping. So first we're going to put a triangle band here, but what we're going to do here is we're actually going to put it on the left peg, but we're going to go around the middle peg and then go to the right like that. So that way you kind of get this arch shape. Then we're going to take another band and we're going to put it right here above that arch band. And we're going to keep going up till we get to the yarn pieces. And I think when we get up to that point, we don't need any more. Until we get to the face, though. So, once we get up past all these other bands, we do have to do the face, because it does have to be closed in, otherwise you're going to get holes. But honestly, just in case, I would put these cap bands on here, just because I'm paranoid of this failing again, and I don't want to fail again, because I already attempted this once, and I don't want to do it again. So, yeah. We're not going to do it again. Alright, so I put capping bands throughout the entire thing. You don't have to. The only one you really have to do is the underneath the eyes here. So, okay. Now that we put on all the capping bands, we can now loop it. So get underneath all these leg bands, and I would hold down the leg band so it doesn't flip. And then you get that band there. Then you hold down this band and you get the bottom two. You hook it up to the next peg like that. And then these ones you just easily hook like you were doing a fishtail. Make sure all the band gets on there because I almost missed it that time somehow. Alright, now for this one you have to go underneath the placeholder band and get the bottom two bands and then bring it up. This one you don't need to worry about it. And all the ones in the middle you're not going to have to worry about it, I don't think. Then this one you got to get underneath the placeholder, put these bottom two up like this. And then you repeat that same action for the next two, not including the middle one because that one does not have the ends placed at it. Yeah, so you just gotta keep going underneath those capping bands or placeholder bands or triangle bands, whatever you want to call them. And yeah. For some reason I thought I forgot something, but I don't think I did. This is the entire design for this. So hopefully this one does not come out wonky, or at least it looks somewhat as good as the original. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So this one you gotta go, you have to put the band that loops up over this middle band sticking out here, because that's gonna be sticking out for the final product. So you gotta get underneath all those yarn bands and then go up from the bottom two bands, get the bottom two bands here, and go up with them. Make sure you don't get any other bands other than the bottom two, otherwise it's not gonna look great. And it might fall apart too if you don't do it the right way. So yeah, make sure to get underneath all those, go there, and then the last time you get underneath all those, go up, then you get underneath all those, go up. And this one you don't have to worry because there's nothing in the way. Alright, so we're at the top now, going over everything. Sometimes for some of them you can do one at a time. It's not a big deal. You can still do that on satin frame. Yes, it is. Okay, so now you gotta go underneath these eye bands and get that. And don't worry, the eye bands, the eye pieces will stick out once you take it off. And if not, you can always pull them up. That works too. I thought something just snapped. I don't think it did though. Alright, so then you get the bottom two bands and then you pull them up here. And then you get underneath these top bands and go under to these two bands and then you pull them over that. You don't get underneath, you just pull it over. That's all you do. Then I like to tighten it before getting this off the loom. And then with the back of your hook, although I'm going to be using this, what do you call it, a crochet hook. I'm going to use the back of it to get this off. You can always just use the back of your hook for this. Or you could even use like a handle of a paintbrush or like the back of a pen to take them off. I just find it easy to do it this way because and sometimes you can even just pull them off like this. I recommend not doing that though. I recommend just using the back of the hook because it's just safer that way and you don't have to worry about your creation falling apart or anything like that. So yeah, I'm hoping that this time this is gonna look good. Maybe not as good as the original, but at least it's still gonna look Okay. Alright, almost there. Just gotta get these last few things. Okay, and here we have the last two. And it's almost good. This actually looks pretty similar to my original one. So yeah, the only difference here is this is kind of just spread out. But if you did want a 2D design, he would be perfect. I'm just going to try to pull through this back one because it's kind of like, it's kind of just not there. That's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to go on the other side. I don't know why it's like this. I have to fix it off screen. Give me a moment. So, if this happens to you, you're probably gonna have to pull it through. So, I was able to pull it through. I think it's fine. So yeah. So if anything, it might be better if you do make them longer, cause yeah. But I honestly think he looks very similar to my original red guy. Probably the only difference is I made the... Okay, sorry for the sudden cut in the video. My iPhone randomly ran out of storage. I'm literally recording this on an iPhone. I don't have a professional camera. But basically, I'm so relieved that most of the looming footage was caught. Thank God. But anyway, so this is the comparison. Here's my original red guy. Here's the blue guy I just made. So the yarn pieces actually look pretty good for it being short. I thought it looked kind of weird at first, but then I thought, oh wait, it's kind of more like a 2D red guy anyway. So of course it's gonna look a bit odd, I guess. But yeah, he looks mostly the same. Like the eyes are sticking up, like you don't have to fix that when you get him off. The only thing you really have to fix is just pulling this through to the opposite side. I think I honestly did that with this one too, I just don't remember it. Oh yeah, and his legs look weird on this side because I had to fix them and add some extra length, but that's whatever. So yeah, that's the tutorial. Oh, before I end this off, I'll actually show you how to hook the bands if you don't want to make it like a keychain or whatever. So you can grab two of the loops from the back here, you grab these two top pieces, and then you pull them through like that. I don't know if that's gonna stay, so you can pull them through, you just gotta like put it to like bands that are like kind of next to it. So I'm gonna do these, and these might work out better. I swear I know what I'm doing. So god damn, why can't I get it through? Why can't I get it through these stupid bands? Alright. Come on. This. And then I have to pull it over those. That way you get, that way you don't have them seen from the front. And then you have it like this. And for some reason that made his eyes look a bit bigger, and I'm not sure why. That's definitely not weird. Okay, anyway, so that's it for this red guy tutorial. I don't know why that made his head more big. But anyway, so if you liked the video, you can like it, subscribe if you want more of these videos. I'm going to actually try to make these at least once or twice a month. I might even make another one a day if I feel like it, but yeah, so that's going to be the end of this. If you want to comment any other ideas for like new designs, you can. And that's going to be it. So I'm going to end this off, and I'll see you in the next video or next month. So bye.